τόσο καιρό το είχα τσεκάρει πριν. Και το Agony που τερμάτισα θέλω να παίξω.
Ένα.
Τώρα έχει.
Όπου μέχρι τώρα χωρίς ήχο ρε μαλάκα.
Μπρο.
Τι πρόγραμμα είναι αυτό κοριθήκο, πού ζούμε.
We're almost there.
Μα πού πάω? Το καλό Θούλουθρου. Θούλου. Πού? Μα λέγα πιο δύσκολο δεν μπορούσα να βάλουν. Τι λέγει σούκα? Α, σκύλα. Αυτό πρέπει να είναι ένα νησί τέτοιο ρε. Πολύ περίεργο.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink of the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Μάλιστα. Και εδώ αρχίζει η περιπάτειά μας κυρίες και κύριοι. Είμαστε κατέβουμε από το πια. Πρέπει να βρούμε στοιχεία. Εσύ τι κάνεις, ψαρεύεις, τι ψαρεύεις? Τι ψαρεύεις ρε? Talk to Fizori. Secondary object, go to the bar. Δεν θα πάω από τώρα στο μπαρ, θέλω να πιω καμιά μπύρα. Τι έγινε εδώ, αυτό το παίρνω. Ίδια. Τα εγώ τι κάνουμε τώρα?
Δεν βλέπω.
Όπα, έχει αστυνομία εδώ.
Hey, Sullivan. Can't you go
Αστρονομία.
any faster?
You've seen how old this thing is. If we force it too much, we'll break everything.
You can't do that.
But it's only a fish.
A fish? You...
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
You can't understand. You're not safe.
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
Τι φάτσα, βίστε διάλος κάτω φάτσα.
Don't treat me like another one of these locals. You're completely overwhelmed, and you could do with reinforcements.
What are you thinking? That you can call the National Guard to an island like Darkwater? For a stranded fish? Gosh darn, Mr. Not like another one of these locals. Go give your valuable advice somewhere else, huh? Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't understand. Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters.
You can see that I'm busy, can't you?
You can't understand. You're not sailors. Oh, yeah? It's a sign. He's gonna get us into trouble. Something real bad. Don't put that beast back in the water, you...
You can see that I'm busy, can't you?
You can't understand. You're not sailors. Oh yeah? It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
Κάτι άσχημο έγινε εδώ. Ο Νίκος MRGs. Είναι το καινούριο το παιχνίδι, το Call of Cthulhu. Είναι πολύ horror.
Horror.
Είναι πολύ horror.
You can stay to watch if you want. You can pick up the pieces.
Come on, you bastard. There's nothing for you here either. Beat it.
You hear that?
Πολλές μαγιές κάνουν σε αυτό το νησί. Ο ένας δεν θέλει να μιλήσει μαζί μου, ο άλλος λέει πάρε δρόμο από εδώ. Θέλω να σας γαμίσω τώρα, α!
Αφού δεν σε είπε κανένα.
Θέλεις να νευριάσει?
Prohibition is just a joke. That suits me fine.
Ναι ρε, είναι το παιχνίδι επειδή το διάβασα. Ξέρεις, εγώ πρωτού παίξω ένα παιχνίδι, διαβάζω την προϊστορία του ρε. Από που προέχει έρθει, ας πούμε, χώρα καταγωγής και αυτά. Είναι από κάρτες, παιχνίδι με κάρτες.
Επιτραπέζιο, πες.
Επιτραπέζιο με κάρτα. Και το κάνανε game. Πολύ ωραίο. Καινούριο είναι ρε, μόλις το κάνανε, χθες το βγάλανε από το φούρνο.
Μια χαρά.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins
Θα μιλήσω λίγο με το manga εδώ.
manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come
Κύριος
join
Μακρύς λέγεται παρακαλώ. Έλα παρακαλώ κύριε Αντώνη. Καλά σπίτι. Κάθε μέρα με όρεξη μιλάω αφού πεινάω. Έλα. Ποιο ρε? Δεν κάνει. Όχι, η κάρτα κάνει, ο υπολογιστής θα έχει παίξει. Ναι, ναι. Αφού την έχω τεσταρισμένη. Έχω εγώ μητρική, πες του, μαζί με επεξεργαστή και μνήμες RAM, έτοιμο. Πολύ καλό, 150 ευρώ ας το πάρει. Με καινούριο επεξεργαστή, καινούριας γενιάς. Με ένα 150 ας το πάρει τον υπολογιστή και... Είναι καλή προσφορά, πες του. Τι... Εντάξει, εντάξει. Ναι ρε, είναι πολύ καλή ευκαιρία. 3 εκατοστάρικα εργαλείο είναι αυτό κανονικά. Εντάξει. Καλά, έχω εγώ ένα πολύ καλό, πες τώρα. Μην αγχώνονται. Εντάξει. Έγινε. Καλά. Έγινε, boy. Βάσω στο προπό, θα περάσω να την πάρω εγώ. Ναι. Έγινε. Να του δώσω ένα παλιό υπολογιστή που έχω. Oh, solid.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. But that's all I'll get from them.
Μάλιστα, έχουμε στοιχεία εδώ. Κάποιος κορνάρι έξω, μάλλον είναι το πλοίο. Που θα
I
λυπάρει.
wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman, Cat.
Μάλιστα.
Broken. This place seems half abandoned.
Τι άλλο έχουμε εδώ, τι στοιχεία.
Βασίλα.
Ένα πλοίο.
It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor.
Τι άλλα στοιχεία έχουμε, το βιβλίο. Ένα βιβλίο και ένα πλοίο, μεγάλα στοιχεία. Τι άλλα έχουμε εδώ. Αυτό είναι παιχνίδι για τον Τάλε, μόνο ψάρια έχει και...
What
καλάμια.
a macabre souvenir.
Είναι πόδι σπασμένο. Το Captain Hook.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins.
Μάλιστα. Μέχρι τώρα έχω βγάλει μεγάλα συμπεράσματα.
Αλλά
Έχει γυαλιστερές. Λες να είναι στο βουνό. Πώς το είπες τα λεπτά. Που λέει
Πώς είναι στο πηγάδι, στο βουνό.
στο βουνό.
Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust. This blackboard hasn't been used in a long while.
Κάτι περίεργο συμβαίνει σε αυτό το νησί. Το αισθάνομαι. Έχει μια τουαλέτα εδώ. Πας να χέσω λίγο.
Κάνε έτσι εσύ.
Λοιπόν, μάγκα μου, δεν βρήκα κανένα στοιχείο. Με κοροϊδεύεις όλη μέρα. Είμαι από τις 11 η ώρα το πρωί εδώ πέρα. Πες μου, τι έχει συμβεί στο κοριό. Α?
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights of the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
Killer whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology.
Indeed, you're right.
Τι λέει ρε παιδάκι, μα έχουμε μυθολογίες.
The police
πες μου
took
κι
the
άλλα.
decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least.
Μάλιστα.
I found a threatening letter signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
I was looking at your photograph. One of the man in front of the boat.
Πολύ σημαντικά στοιχεία.
Yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
Μάλιστα.
I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
You tell me.
I thought you would have worked it out. It belonged to Charles Hawkins.
Wow.
Ship owners from father to son.
I see. That explains those loading manifests. Too bad I can't get much out of them. I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse. Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreal.
Διάβαζες.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide
Αύριο
it.
ρεπό,
And why obliterate the
No.
dates as well as the goods stored in the
Hello?
warehouse?
Σήμερα
Mean
είχα...
that the dates have some
Ah.
meaning.
Που έλεγες να το κάνεις τρίμερο και έτσι.
Ναι, όχι, τελικά δεν είχαμε...
I know that
μπορούσα-
Charles Hawkins was descended from a family of ship owners, and the island's fishing industry was hit badly.
Indeed, we specialized in whaling, but no
Oh.
whalers went out to sea after the miraculous catch of 1847.
So where did the Hawkins family get its money?
Well, from what Charles inherited, I
Αλλά μάλλον
presume.
Δευτέρα Τρίτη κάθομαι.
Although these
Well,
dates on the
Δευτέρα
manifests
Τρίτη κάθομαι.
could indicate that he had contracts of another kind.
With whom, I wonder? I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Οκ, μεν. Έβγαλα συμπεράσμα. Δεν ξέρω τι γίνεται. Sanity. Τι είναι το sanity?
Πόσο διάβγεια έχεις. Άμα έχεις δηλαδή σώστες φρένα.
Άμα έχω σώα φρένα.
Ναι, κατάλαβες τι εννοώ.
Όχι.
Τι, δεν την ξέρεις αυτή την έκφραση.
Eloquence. Το eloquence τι σημαίνει? Πόσο παρλαπίπας είμαι?
Άμα δεν μου πεις πώς γράφεται.
Eloquence. Και έχει έτσι αυτά τα σημαδάκια που όταν κάνεις στο WhatsApp. Τα σημάδια που μιλάς. Τέλος πάντων, να στο γεμίσω εγώ και...
Έχεις stream.
Ναι.
Allowance.
Καλά δεν έχω εγώ stream. Ποιος έχει ρε μαλάκα?
Έσολ.
Έλα.
Allowance μήπως.
Όχι, λάμδα όμικρον. Q όμικρον. U E N C A. Έτσι.
Κάτσε γιατί τώρα έτσι.
Τι Αλοΐζ.
Γάμισε το.
Γάμισε το τώρα τη μαλακία. Τι πατάω? Έψιλον. Εντάξει.
Πατάω τη σκανδάλη. Καλό.
Πατάω το σκανδάλι. Καλά ορέξτε. Λοιπόν, τι συμπέρασμα έβγαλα? Βρήκα έναν
Wrong.
παπαρίδι. Ναι.
Αχ, ρε παιδιά. Είστε.
Βρε.
La Casa de PUBG. Τους μάλλον.
Τι?
La Casa de PUBG.
Γιατί La Casa de Catswell.
Get inside Waterhouse. Λοιπόν, για να πάμε στο Waterhouse.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming.
Απλά ακούγεται το ωραίο του PUBG.
Τι κοιτάς ρε μισό δάσκα.
La Casa de PUBG.
Δεν μπαίνει.
Έλα ρε, βγάλε κι άλλο.
Τι.
Ένα update για το... στο Motherboard κάτι.
How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the cat while you're at it? I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
Για το...
It's a stiletto, you idiot.
Άωρα, πώς λέγεται.
And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you
Τα
much
αρτζιμιά.
chance anyway.
Μάλιστα. Άρα αυτά τα λαμόγια τι κάνανε. Και πρέπει να μπω στο warehouse εγώ τώρα, αλλά πώς θα μπω? Πρέπει να βρω έναν τρόπο. Λοιπόν, γεια σας μαγκές.
Και...
No idea.
και...
You better keep it shut.
Boy, we don't have a clear conscience.
What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
Και το Warship είχε ένα μικρό update, είδα.
Τα πλοία, ναι, ναι.
Να τώρα το βρήκα.
I've got to get inside.
Έβαλαν
It's your
υποβρύχια.
boss who sent me.
Ναι, αλλά
Oh,
πάλι
yeah?
που τα άνοιξε ρε γαμώτο, είναι
And
αυτό
why
που
didn't she
είπε,
say
δηλαδή, μάλλον
anything to
θέλουμε.
us?
She sent
Κάνω
me
κι
to
άλλα.
see who's
Μάτια,
filching
στα
this
βγάλε
dog.
καμιά 20
I
πλοία.
don't know what you're talking about.
You got no proof to back up your claims, and I'd
Okay.
advise you
Και
against
4-12
snitching.
πλοία θα σου βγάλει.
If I can't get rid of those two,
4 τριάρια,
I'll have to look for another
4
way.
οχτάρια και 4 υποβρύχια.
What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
Αλλά τώρα αυτό το event που έχει,
Θα τελειώσει.
όχι δεν είναι
Α.
και πολλά, δεν αξίζει και πολύ.
I bid you,
Είναι ότι
gentlemen,
εντάξει, να πούμε
farewell.
στα υποβρύχια και είναι ακόμα πολύ early.
Οκ, θα τα
κατάλαβες.
πούμε.
If I can't get rid of those two,
Είναι πολύ νωρίς.
I'll have to look for another way.
Δεν είναι ολοκληρωμένο.
You live here?
Ναι,
Why did you do that, huh?
κατάλαβα.
We saw what you did to
Κάτσε
St.
λίγο να κάνει
Brendan.
μια επανεκκίνηση.
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto our island and ridicule our protectors.
How can I be the one who defaced your saint? I've just come ashore, you idiots.
That's true. We're as drunk as lords.
You bet. You could have gone by without us seeing you.
Do not rile me. You can hardly stand up.
He's right.
We're no match. For the moment. We're annoyed. It's understandable.
There's you, our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
Quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to dark water?
The two guys behind you. What are they guarding?
The bootleggers. Scum.
They're protecting their territory. From whom, I wonder?
They really don't have a choice anyway. They're more scared of Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
If only they would kill each other.
Is it Cat who's shaking down Captain Fitzroy?
Hold on just a minute. We didn't tell you a thing.
Nothing at all.
I have an offer that could interest you.
We're listening.
I need you to keep them busy for a while.
You send us to take the punishment while you go quietly about your business. What's in it for us?
Μπρο,
What would convince you to help me?
σε ρωτήσω κάτι.
There's only one thing that'll get us to
Όταν
move.
έπαιρνες τα...
For sure. Bring us something to drink and we'll take care of the bootleggers.
Αυτά που φτιάχνεις μόνος σου.
Liquor?
Exactly.
I'll try to find some for
Πώς,
you.
πώς γινόταν, τι έβαζες δηλαδή. Κοίταξε, παράδειγμα,
Ποιο έβαζα πρώτο εννοείς?
αυτό το Mad Juice
Ναι.
έχει, ενώ είναι 100-120 ml το μπουκάλι ατζελίνα,
Ναι.
διαβάζω τώρα άρωμα έχει 20 ml
Ναι.
και φυτική γλυκερίνη λέει 60-65 ml.
Οκ.
Άμα τα συνδυάσεις αυτά τα δύο, 20 και 60-65 βγαίνει 80-85.
Ναι.
There.
Το υπόλοιπο πως,
Και δύο δεκάρια ml είναι η νοικοτήνη.
άμα δεν θες νοικοτήνη,
Το έχεις 85.
One bottle more
Κάποιος
or
τα-
less.
δεν θέλει αυτός κάποια βάση, έστω και μηδενική.
Η γλυκερίνη. Τι θα πάρεις, 0 νοικοτήνη, δηλαδή τι, τίποτα. Παραμένεις με την τέτοια.
St. Brendan, patron
Αυτό
saint
είναι
of
το περίεργο,
sailors and
γενικά. Κάτι
travelers.
δεν...
Γιατί
Desecrated.
σου φαίνεται περίεργο?
I can't even say which
Δεν
language
τα-
it's written in.
Αφού αυτό υποτίθεται ότι πρέπει να είναι 100 ml, λέει.
Αλλά σου δείχνει όμως σταδιακά που είναι η κάθε τέτοια. Το μπουκάλι είναι κατοστάρι, μην μπερδεύεσαι.
Όχι. Το
Για να το κάνεις
μείγμα-
π.χ. μέχρι και 18
Όχι, δεν κατάλαβες.
νικοτίνη.
Δεν κατάλαβες. Το μείγμα λέει
Ναι.
ότι είναι 100 ml. Πρέπει να βγει.
Και πόσο βγαίνει?
Ναι, γιατί υποτίθεται ότι προσθέτεις και τέτοιο, και νικοτίνη. Δεν σου το έχει για μηδενικό.
So, have you got what we
Θα μου
asked you
πεις μέσα
for?
στο κουτί είναι για μηδενικό, δεν έχει να προσθέσεις νικοτίνη.
Νομίζω ότι
Yeah,
βγάζει
you'll
τη
like it.
μηδενική βάση
This bottle
νικοτίνης.
comes from their
Όχι
personal
βάση
stock.
νικοτίνης, μηδενική βάση. Πώς λέγεται, PG, πώς τα λέγεται, ξέρω εγώ.
Ναι,
Well
δηλαδή
done.
τι πράγμα είναι.
Now, sit back and enjoy our performance.
Η νικοτίνη χωρίς να είναι νικοτίνη, δηλαδή. Τίποτα.
Follow
Το
me.
γλυκερίνη, ξέρω εγώ.
Γλυκερίνη αφού την έχεις.
Μήπως είναι διαλυτικό.
Όχι ρε, αυτό το πράγμα είναι. Δεν βάζει τίποτα άλλο έξτρα. PG και το άλλο, αυτή τη μαλακιά, ξέρω μήπως ξέρω και εγώ τι διάλογο είναι. Απλά σου δίνει τόσο χώρο στο μπουκάλι για να προσθέσεις την νικοτίνη που επιθυμείς με max μέχρι εκεί πέρα. Δηλαδή π.χ. στη 18, άμα θες 18 μπορεί να είναι 4 δεκάρια, 4 δεκάμελα που δεν είναι 4, είναι 3 ξέρω πόσο είναι για να βγει. Οπότε φτάνει μέχρι το χείλος, μέχρι πάνω, 120. Έτσι το καταλαβαίνω εγώ τώρα, τι ακριβώς. Αλλά το άλλο το που είχαμε πάρει, ακόμα και τώρα ρε μαλάκα, δεν έκανε το χρώμα. Το Sick and Vape, το άλλο το...
Το funky vape,
Το Funky, ναι, δεν, τίποτα, έχει μείνει εκεί.
σοβαρά μιλάς.
Ναι, δεν έκανε.
Εμένα έχει γίνει κατούριμα.
Όχι, άσπρο είναι εμένα. Δεν έκανε.
Κάτσε ρε, το ίδιο δεν πήραμε. Το Carpe Diem.
Κάτσε λίγο να το δω. Ναι, με τα φρούτα.
Carpe Diem, για δες το συγκεκριμένο.
Let's see.
Αν είναι.
Για να δω. Funky Vape. Ναι,
Carpe Diem.
όχι, άσπρο.
Shoot. I'll have to find another
Ναι,
way
λέω
to
αυτή
get
η
it.
μάρκα είναι, έτσι δεν είναι.
Ναι.
Well, well. A little mouse has got lost on our
yes.
turf. What gave you the
yes.
crazy idea to come
Εμένα
onto
είναι
my
κατακίτρινο,
turf?
bro. Πώς ήταν το Open Windows, θυμάσαι, κατακίτρινο easy. Πώς ήταν το υγρό που είχες τώρα προχτές που βγήκαμε.
Ναι.
This muddy
Σκούρο,
alley is yours.
σκούρο εννοείς.
Good for you. I've got work to
Όχι,
do.
εμένα δεν.
I don't think that you've quite understood the situation. I'll tell you how things work around here. I decide who
Τι
comes
έκανε
in
εκείνος,
and who
πώς
stays
μας τα
out.
έκανε, δεν μπορώ να
And
καταλάβω.
anyone who doesn't respect my
Τότε
rules,
κάποια βλακία έκανε μου
I
σάτ.
punish them.
Και σένα να μην...
Ναι, ακριβώς. Το ένα πώς είναι δυνατόν να έχει γίνει έτσι.
Is your name
Και το
Cat?
άλλο.
What of it?
Maybe we can come to an
Μα εγώ
understanding.
έτσι νομίζω ο βλάκας
Maybe.
τα μαστά, γιατί μου τα φτιάξες.
Or maybe
Δώσ' μου
not.
τα να τα κάνω εγώ στην τελική, γιατί μου τα φτιάχνεις εσύ.
Έπρεπε να σχεμιστώ, με δεν φταίει αυτός.
Μα πού να ξέρεις ρε μαλάκα ότι θα στα δώσει έτοιμα.
Get this
Δεν
joker out
περίμενα.
of here.
Μας είχε
He might have a
ρωτήσει
little
έχει
trouble
πει.
walking on his
Ναι.
own.
και τον είπαμε τι μας έτρωγε. Θα πάρουμε
I'm
έτοιμα,
getting
κατάλαβα.
careless.
Ναι, αλλά εγώ τα
I
είχα
see
τόσο
that
καιρό παρατημένα
If
χωρίς
I
να
want to
τα
get into
περνάω,
this
ρε. Αλλά
warehouse
δεν
and
νομίζω. ρε.
Μαλακία σου. Αυτό δεν ξέρω, μαλακία σου βασικά, αλλά...
Τα άλλα όμως χωρίς να τα κουνώ είναι
Hey,
σκούρα,
tell him to
δηλαδή.
calm down.
Πολύ σκούρο, όπως έπρεπε να είναι. Και εμένα τώρα τελείωσε το πιπίλα και μάλλον θα βάλω αυτό το Funky Vape.
Καπνικός, σωστά.
Εκείνο που, ναι, μέχρι προχθές που μυρίζεις, ας πούμε. Που πήγαμε για καφέ και το...
Ναι, αλλά
το
δεν
είχα.
θυμάμαι την μυρωδιά του.
Ναι, που λέγαμε ότι ήταν με nuts,
Where do you think you're
Uh,
going?
Καπνό και κάτι.
ναι, καπνό βανίλια και ξηρούς καρπούσιν.
Μπράβο, ναι.
I thought that
Τώρα,
the
ας πούμε,
Hawkins
αυτή τη
case had
στιγμή
been
είμαι
closed.
στις τελευταίες
That's
δούλες. Μετά πετάω
So
και
what are
την
you doing on
αντίσταση.
guard duty in front of this warehouse?
Δεν έχω αλλάξει αντίσταση. Οπότε,
Who's asking the
εφόσον
questions
ξεκινήσει
here,
το
the
άλλο που
cop or the
είναι
tourist?
full, θα πάω μια και καλή μου την καινούργια.
What more can you say about the death of the Hawkins family?
Not much more than what everyone knows. I wasn't on the case. They were all burnt to death, right? Up at their place.
The whole mansion went up in flames.
Δηλαδή,
Don't get it into your head to go wandering around up there.
όχι ρε φίλε,
It's
κάτσε, κάτι
dangerous.
Κάτι δεν πάει καλά.
What do you mean by that?
Νομίζω ότι
The only one left there is old
κάτι-
Silas, and the accident has
Δεν ξέρω.
affected him badly.
Είναι- εσύ πώς
He
τα
can be
έβαζες,
unpredictable. especially if a stranger starts
Όπως
poking
λες,
around
είχε
the
μέσα
property.
το εικοσάρι.
Is he a danger to the
γλυκερίνη
public?
έριχνε στο άρωμα.
No, he's in his own home.
Η γλυκερίνη είναι
Do
το μεγάλο
yourself a
μπουκάλι.
favor. Leave him well alone.
Ανάποδο. Το μεγάλο του μπουκάλι είναι το 20 ml που έχει μόνο
You
το
again.
χρώμα, το
I
άρωμα.
told you to beat it.
Εντάξει, οκ,
No
ναι,
need
εντάξει,
to
οκ.
get
Μετά
worked
τη
up.
γλυκερίνη όλη, πήγαινε όπως λες το 80 κάπου κατά εκεί πέρα και μετά τα δυο το μπουκαλάκια για να βγει 3 ml το νοικοτήνη. Οπότε γινόταν κατοστάρι.
Ναι, αλλά
You can see that I'm
αυτό
busy,
είναι
can't you?
120.
Δεν μου ήταν μέχρι. Δεν μου
Πάνω
είναι
από
μέχρι.
100 είναι. Για
Κάτσε,
δες το
περίμενε.
Funky Vape, δες το Funky Vape. Πάνω
Το
από
Funky
100.
Vape άλλος το έχει πάει μέχρι τέρμα. Θα σου πω Mad Choice. Choose πώς λέγεται. Που δεν το έχω ανοίξει είναι. Κάτσε δεν βλέπω κιόλας μαλάκα.
You saw what happened with those sailors.
Είναι στα.
Don't hang around here unless you want trouble with the bootleggers.
It's a little late. I've already met Kat.
Well, at least you're still here to talk about it. She must like you.
Something like that.
Τον 10 το
With
βλέπω.
that, please do excuse me
Άρα δεν
because I'd
βγαίνει
prefer
σωστά.
not to be
Λέγεις
seen
κάτι
talking with you
δηλαδή-
for too long.
Κάτι παίζει.
Κοίτα, απ' τη μία στο σχεδιάγραμμα που έχεις δίκιο σε αυτό το πράγμα. Δηλαδή δείχνει ότι το VG π.χ. είναι μέχρι τα 80 ml, όπως είπες, 90.
It looks like there's a way in under this grate.
Στα 90. Το μηδενικό.
A whale vertebra. This
Για
place
αυτό
is
λες τώρα.
full of junk.
Το Mad Choice.
Βλέπεις το VG
Ναι,
παίζει στα 80.
90 εγώ το
Κάτσε ρε
βλέπω.
να ανοίξω ένα τέτοιο, κάτσε να ανοίξω ένα να βλέπουμε. Μην είμαστε στην τύχη τελείως.
Με το ίδιο
I could
μπουκάλι
use this
έχουμε,
old
ρε.
winch.
Ναι, να δω τις αναλογίες, καταλάβες.
Πηγαίνει στα 90, δεν είναι στα 80. Ναι, 90 και 2 δεκάμελα που σου είπε 110. Ό,τι σου είπα. Τώρα δεν ξέρω για ποιο λόγο το έχει 120 ας πούμε ή μέχρι πάνω και. Δεν μπορώ να το καταλάβω. Είναι μάλλον σου λέω τα περισσότερα μπουκαλάκια νοικοτήνης που βάζεις μέσα για να αυξήσεις την νοικοτήνη. Τα 120 με λίγα λόγια είναι το max.
Ναι, αλλά,
Που σαν καπνιστής μπορείς να το κάνεις π.χ. όπως είπα μέχρι 18.
ναι, αλλά εμείς είπαμε με 3 νοικοτήνη.
Ναι,
Άρα αυτό που έχουμε είναι με 3 νοικοτήνη.
με
This
3.
handle will be
Ναι,
perfect
αλλά
for
είναι
the winch.
γεμάτο όμως μέχρι πάνω ήταν, μας τα έδωσε.
Στο vape, ναι, έχεις δίκιο. Δεν ξέρω τι έχει κάνει εδώ πέρα και έβγαλε τόσο
Εμένα
πολύ.
και τα βατόμουρα και το Funky Vape είναι στο 120 σου λέω εκεί.
Λίγο πιο πάνω από το 110 είναι εμένα. Δες που είναι το 100 και ακριβώς από πάνω που έχει ακόμα μία τέτοια. Εκεί πέρα που ξεκινάει να γράφει δηλαδή ότι είναι 12, 6, 3 κτλ. Εκεί ακριβώς είναι.
Πάνω από το 100 η πρώτη γραμμούλα είναι τα 110.
Ναι.
Η δεύτερη εκεί, δηλαδή πάνω από το 12 MG εκεί που γράφει.
Ακριβώς κάτω από το
τελευταία
12 MG είμαι. Ακριβώς.
Ωραία.
Δηλαδή κατάλαβες, σαν να έχουμε γραμμή και εκεί.
115 πες ας πούμε, κατάλαβες.
Ναι, άντε, ναι, οκ. Μας έβαλε περισσότερο γλυκερίνη μάλλον.
Λες,
Δικιά του, ναι.
του ξέφυγε ας πούμε 5 ml γλυκερίνη κάπως έτσι.
Κάπως έτσι, γιατί αυτός έχει και δικιά του. Είχε τύχει
ratchet
κάποια στιγμή να
device.
πάρω
Exactly
ένα και μου
what I
είχε
need.
βάλει δικιά του γλυκερίνη.
Όχι, η γλυκερίνη
και-
που έχει είναι καλής ποιότητας.
Καλή είναι, ναι, δεν είπα ότι δεν είναι. Όλα τα υλικά του είναι
Φυσικά.
καλά.
Εντάξει, και το καλής ποιότητας σχετικό είναι. Αλλά εντάξει.
Δεν μας ενοχλεί με λίγα λόγια.
Καλής είναι, καλής, γιατί δεν έχουμε πολλά κατάλοιπα. βλέπεις.
Όχι, πιστεύω ότι είχε καλή αγορά, ρε, καλά πράγματα. Θα πάμε μία να δούμε. Ρε.
Τι να πάμε, εκεί άμα πάω θα πάω μόνο για τέτοιο. Μόνο για τη βάση να πάρω ξανά και αντιστάσεις.
Ναι, ναι.
Δεν ξέρω αν αγοράζω τέτοια. Δεν υπάρχει λόγος. Εκτός άμα φέρει ποικιλία μπόλικη.
Ή εκτός και αν τον πεις, ας πούμε, αυτό τώρα που πήρες αυτή η μάρκα στο μηδενικό, εντάξει, έδωσες 14 και σου πει 12 ότι είναι λίγο πιο φθηνό.
Ποιο?
Την μπανάνα που πήρες.
Α, η μπανάνα...
Μήπως βγαίνει 2 ευρώ πιο
ακριβή.
φθηνή.
Ήταν
Ναι.
ακριβή.
μπορεί να είναι λίγο πιο φθηνή σε αυτόν. Άμα είναι.
Όχι, ήταν ακριβή σαν μάρκα από ό,τι κατάλαβα, γιατί είδα και στο net.
Ναι.
Ναι.
Ναι, αλλά μαλάκα μυρωδιά.
Άστο.
Να σου έρχεται να μπεις μέσα και για μένα γνώμη μου είναι όταν θα το ξεκινήσεις βάλει καινούργια αντίσταση.
Δεν το άνοιξα καν.
Ναι. Όταν είναι να την ξεκινήσεις βάλει καινούργια τέτοια
Ναι,
αντίσταση.
τώρα θα τελειώσω, μέχρι να τελειώσει αυτό το πρώτο βατόμουρο δεν θα αλλάξω. Γιατί μ' άρεσε κιόλας.
Εμένα στήφιασε η γεύση. Στιφή είναι.
Από ποιο?
Τι από ποιο, αυτό που είχα, το πιπίλα που είχα, αλλά η αντίσταση πια αρχίζει στιφιάζει. Δεν έχει καεί, δεν μου έρχεται καμένο, αλλά στιφή είναι η γεύση.
Ναι, κατάλαβα. Είναι και ανάλογα και το τι φρούτο έχει, ρε. Θα σου πω και κάτι άλλο που είδα χθες σε βίντεο, bro. Χθες το βράδυ δεν ήξερα τι να κάνω, έβλεπα βιντεάκια γενικώς για τα ηλεκτρονικά.
Ναι.
Άκου τώρα. Αυτά που έχουν δύο γεύσεις.
Leave me alone,
Ναι.
please. I don't want trouble.
Τα liquid. Εισπνέοντας παίρνεις την
Κάτσε.
πρώτη γεύση.
Ναι.
Αυτά που έχουν δύο γεύσεις.
Ποια έχουν δύο γεύσεις, τα μυστήρια.
Αυτό που έχω εγώ τώρα που είναι μπανάνα, είναι banana candy. Έχει δύο γεύσεις. Έχει μπανάνα και candy. Και καραμέλα δηλαδή.
Α, ναι, που είναι μπερδεμένα, λες, είναι mix.
Είναι δύο γεύσεις. Banana candy. Πρόσεξε με. Τι
Ναι.
σου λέω.
Του πετάξει εκείνο.
Αυτά που είναι δύο γεύσεις, εισπνέοντας,
Σου έρχεται η πρώτη και μετά η
σου έρχεται η
δεύτερη.
πρώτη γεύση και εκπνέοντας,
πιθανό,
σου έρχεται η δεύτερη γεύση. Όχι, θα το
Ωραία.
εξηγήσω στο βίντεο. Είναι
Ωραία φάση.
στάνταρ. Αυτό ισχύει σε όλα τα...
Ναι, ναι, ναι.
Να ξέρεις.
Κατάλαβα.
Ναι, ισχύει σε όλα τα τέτοια. Αυτή είναι η διαδικασία, δηλαδή το
Ναι.
process που κάνει μέσα
Της ορίμανσης, της ορίμανσης.
για να αναγνωρίσεις εσύ τη γεύση.
Μμμ.
Αυτό
Οκ.
είναι η διαδικασία του, όχι της ορίμανσης, η διαδικασία της ατμοποίησης.
Α,
Κατάλαβες, δηλαδή το
Ναι.
ατμός που εισπνέεις έχει αυτή τη
Let's get
διαδικασία.
him another drink.
Εισπνέοντας
Ναι.
να σου βγάζει την πρώτη γεύση
ναι,
και
ναι, ναι.
εκπνέοντας να σου
In
βγάζει
my
τη
bar, we
δεύτερη.
don't serve
Κατάλαβα,
troublemakers.
ναι.
Τώρα ποια θα είναι πρώτη και ποια θα είναι δεύτερη, αυτό
Ε,
δεν την αναγράφει τη σειρά
ποιος
επάνω.
ξέρει, ναι.
Είναι εσύ πώς θα το νιώσεις, γιατί λέει ο καθένας έχει διαφορετικούς κάλικες.
Ναι, σίγουρα, ναι.
Ναι.
Μμμ.
Αυτά που
I
έχουν
don't
τρεις
have time
γεύσεις,
for all this
Ναι.
bravado.
Don't be so
όπως
high and
π.χ.
mighty,
τώρα αυτό που
sir.
έχουμε
We
τρία
don't like
βατόμουρα ή
mainland
τρία
snobs.
φρούτα που
I'm
είναι το
here
άλλο,
for
ξέρω,
information,
κατά.
Ναι.
not for a fight.
Εισπνέοντας παίρνεις
I
την πρώτη
prefer
γεύση,
it that
εκπνέοντας
way.
τη δεύτερη και,
Speak then.
και στο
I
σβήσιμο
reserve the
δηλαδή
right to
της
answer or not.
γεύσης έρχεται το δέσιμο που κάνει η
Το
τρίτη γεύση
τριπλέτο, ναι, όλα μαζί.
για να δέσει τις άλλες δύο
να
μαζί.
δέσεις τις
Είναι αυτή που
άλλες.
σου μένει στο τέλος.
Captain
Όχι,
Fitzroy
είναι
told me about a
επιστήμη
little
από πίσω, δεν είναι αστείο.
Oh, yeah?
Ναι.
Ναι.
That must have been before you came looking for a
Ah.
fight in my bar.
Παίζει
Oh,
ρόλο
come on.
τα πάντα.
Because of a little
διάρκεια θα
tussle.
το έχεις,
Drinking it here is a privilege, and I grant the privilege
είναι
to
κάποιες
whoever I want.
γεύσεις που
Anything else?
ξέρω εγώ μπορεί να σου αρέσει εσένα η πρώτη γεύση πολύ.
Μπράβο, ναι.
Δηλαδή εισπνέοντας αυτό
What do
που
you
σου
know
έρχεται
about the
εισπνέοντας,
Hawkins
να σου αρέσει
warehouse?
περισσότερο από αυτό
If
που
I were you,
βγάζεις
I wouldn't
εκπνέοντας.
hang around there.
Οπότε
Why not?
μπορείς να έχεις μεγαλύτερη
First off,
διάρκεια.
there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night.
Δηλαδή ρουφάς,
Screams,
κρατάς ας πούμε
that
ένα
sort of
σεκ,
thing.
δύο σεκ
Screams.
και βγάζεις
that's
μετά
not
και
all.
βγαίνει λιγότερο.
There's the fate of its
Σβήνεις
owners and
δηλαδή,
all the
κατάλαβες.
superstitions that go with it.
Ναι.
But I'll
Έχει
say no
1002
more.
είχε έλεγε.
Καλή φάση.
Anything
ναι.
else?
Ναι.
Γι' αυτό και εκείνα τα που βλέπαμε καπνούς με
What can you tell me
χρώματα
about
και τέτοια.
We all knew she was famous
Ναι,
on the
ναι.
mainland.
Είναι σαν να λέει ότι
Paint.
κάθε,
Never understood
κάθε
why.
γεύση έβγαζε και αυτό χρώμα, μαλάκα
Ναι,
είναι.
ναι,
I don't wanna
και
speak ill of
παίζει
the
ρόλο
dead.
και η πίεση. Δηλαδή άμα φυσάς, άμα το βγάλεις σιγά σιγά ή από τη μύτη θα νιώσεις άλλη γεύση. Λίγο πιο διαφορετικά θα το νιώσεις από ότι αν το
Her
φυσάς
style made her
να
famous.
φύγει
Ναι.
δηλαδή.
How would you describe it?
Κατάλαβα, ναι.
Ναι,
Torture.
σου λέω επιστήμη.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't normal.
Εκείνη τη στιγμή άρχισα να
I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to
Εντάξει,
ourselves,
ναι, άμα μπορείς και το καταλαβαίνεις.
who can paint such
Αυτός είναι ο
things?
σωστός τρόπος βασικά.
Is that how she sees the world?
Για πρώτη
So they made you
φορά σου
feel
λέω τώρα,
uncomfortable.
You
άρχισα να
need to see them
καταλαβαίνω
for
τι παίζει
yourself.
με τις γεύσεις.
Make up your own mind.
Δηλαδή ρουφάς και νιώθεις άμεσα.
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
Χωρίζεις δηλαδή τη
Way
διαφορά
I
που
see
έχεις
it.
με το βγάλε.
The truth is really a question of point of view.
Και το δοκιμάζεις
What do
και
you
τώρα
mean
άμεσα
by
να
that?
δεις, δηλαδή.
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
The stranded whale.
Το έκανε το
I guess this bar has been here a long time.
Ναι, αυτό
What
νομίζω.
can I
και
tell
εγώ
you?
κάνω.
γάμισέ τα,
I'm a
θέλεις και
nostalgic
κούρεμα
sort of
πάνω,
guy.
τα πάντα
The
ωραία.
name
Oh,
reminds us
εντάξει,
of the
κουρεύτηκα.
golden age of Darkwater. When our
Ήμουν μέσα
whalers
να
left for
φαντάζομαι
long
που
months
είχε
and
ξυριστεί,
came
είχαν
back,
κουράσει,
sweating
είχαν
and
βρει
stinking of the
Μια
oil and
χαρά.
flesh of
Εγώ
the
τώρα
whales they'd been
περάσαμε
hunting.
την έλεγα.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
Θέλει, ναι.
Το μπλε.
What can you tell me about it?
Live overclock.
We all knew
λέει,
she was
ISO
famous on the
86.
mainland for her paintings.
Ξεπερνάει τα 5.000.
Never understood why. Then,
Σαν γκάγκ.
I don't want to speak ill of
Αλλά
the dead.
εντάξει, τον έχει ανοίξει και κάνει και αυτό το delay, πώς λέει.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
Καινούργιο τέτοιο του να ανοίγει μαλάκα.
Δεν θα μπορούσα.
Και είναι
I didn't
3
expect
ώρες
to
49
find
λεπτά.
alcohol on this island. What's
Φαντάσου
the
τη
source of this
διαδικασία.
miracle?
Δεν
You
ξέρω
mean
να
who?
κάτσω στο πετάξω. Είναι
Our
ωραίος
source of
αυτός
supply
βασικά.
wouldn't like me to
Τι,
betray
δεν
them to
θέλω
the
καν
first
να
comer.
μπαίνεις
I'll tell
σε τέτοιες
nobody.
σκέψεις.
She'd know it
Όχι ρε,
anyway.
να, επιστημονική
Anything
φαντασία.
else?
Ναι, άστο εκεί να βρίσκεται.
Ναι, να, κάποια στιγμή που το κολοβαράς, δες το, ωραία είναι ρε φίλε.
Captain Fitzroy
κατάλαβες.
told me about a little
Σωστός.
pick-me-up.
Oh, yeah? That must
Είναι
have been
ωραίος, δε,
before you came
συγκεκριμένος
looking for
είναι
a fight in my bar.
κολοδόφυλλο τέτοιος
Oh,
κι αυτός,
come on.
Ναι, κατάλαβα.
Because of a little tussle.
Drinking it here is a privilege, and I grant the privilege to
κάτι
whoever I
τέτοιο.
want. Anything else?
Αφού παίρνουν κάρτες και τις ανοίγει κατευθείαν, δεν τη βλέπεις, τη βγάζει από το
What
κουτί.
do you know about the Hawkins warehouse?
Ξεβίδωμα.
If I were you, I wouldn't hang
Why
around
not?
for screaming that spot. Anything.
Έφυγα με τη μία.
Κι εγώ πάω. Ναι. Άντε, μιλάμε μετά.
That'll be all for
Λολίκ. Καλό streaming.
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens.
We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
I've never heard this song before.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the miraculous catch.
It's a local legend?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the newspaper report.
What report?
The one that's framed right behind you. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous catch.
Exactly.
I heard the Hawkins family owned a warehouse on the docks.
An old family of ship owners.
Tell me something I don't already know.
They were made much richer by the miraculous catch.
You shouldn't talk about the dead like that.
We're not speaking ill, we're just saying that Daniel Hawkins made a fortune without taking any risk.
There! You're speaking ill, you see.
It's your proof that the miraculous catch really did happen.
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
If I had the wing of nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness, until it finds a new reader. Ah, that's it. Maybe we should let him take it. No, the risks are too high. It's a book, after all. Pure knowledge.
The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
You have no right to treat us like this.
And the doctor, what did he say?
He laughed.
My God.
Charles Hawkins was a heavy drinker. And a debtor. Interesting.
What? Another break?
One of those damn sailors came looking for trouble again.
But he won't try again anytime soon. We gave him a good hiding.
So you said to yourselves that after such a feat, you could abandon your post.
It's just a little drink. We taught those guys a lesson.
We'll return right after. It's just that standing guard in this alley makes your throat dry.
Hey, Mitchell. A drink for our new friend. I owe you. You don't know how to fight, but at least you've got guts.
Yeah. Aching guts.
Huh. I've got them too. But you don't hear me whining like a pooch who's lost its leash. You didn't back down. It's something that I respect. So understand by that, if I catch you again, you'll carry a more permanent reminder of our encounter. Tell me, what brings you to Darkwater?
I'm fascinated by the history of the whaling station.
Huh. You certainly don't lack style. But enough of the jokes. You reek of private eye. Who did you come for?
The Hawkins family.
Now why doesn't that surprise me? A little advice, though. If you want to survive more than a day in this rat hole, avoid talking about them to the first people you meet.
I need to get into the Hawkins warehouse.
You're out of luck. It's on my turf.
It's precisely for that reason that I've come to see you.
Are you pulling my leg?
I'm very serious. A whole family died in a fire, and I've got reason to believe that there's still more to be said on the subject.
Well, I see you're serious. To be honest, as long as it doesn't interfere with my business, I don't care. But I'll go with you, to make sure you don't stick your nose into things that don't concern you.
Sounds honest to me.
I'm not finished. If I do that for you, if I let you onto our turf to conduct your little affairs, you'll be indebted to me, and I guarantee that I always collect on what I'm owed. Think about it. I help you, you'll owe me a favor in return. Do you accept?
Do I have a choice?
Oh, we always have one, Detective. Follow me.
Nobody questions your authority here. I was given to believe that Fitzroy stood up to you.
That dope tried to save face in front of his sailors. They revere their brave captain as they do their old statues. But sooner or later, all statues get buried in bird shit. And nobody cares.
And the police? They do nothing to stop you?
The local cops? The cops drink like everyone else, sweetheart. They know where their interests lie. Apart from that pig-headed Bradley. I don't know whether to admire his stubbornness or to have pity on him.
Put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy. They're cops. They can't understand. Damn stupid idiots. Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway. That's no way to treat an omen. Oh, yeah? He's gonna get us into trouble.
It's fine. He's with me.
Oh. Okay.
Leader.
Ο μεγάλα χέλα.
Hello.
Τι λέει.
Stirimaris.
Τυριβάρο.
Το αγόρασες.
Ναι.
Πόσο το έχει?
60 ευρώ.
That's how it's done. Do I still need to hold your hand? Or do you think you'll get by on your own now?
Don't overdo it.
Good. In that case, I'll leave you. I've done enough mothering for now.
Δώσ' το λογαριασμό μου, βάλεις κανένα φράγκο να το πάρουμε.
Oh, this place stinks. What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case?
Αυτό ρε μόνο.
Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings? What is this picture of Charles and Sarah Hawkins doing here? Can't sleep. I know how that feels. It smells as bad as it looks. These painkillers were prescribed 3 months ago. Someone has been taking them since the time of the Hawkins' death. What happened here?
Ωραίο, ωραίο, μου αρέσει. Έχει φράση.
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! The Hawkins case has been wound up. Let the dead rest in peace.
Look around you. Someone has settled in here. Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it. It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene? Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way. Andrews, would you please shut the door? And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose. God damn it. Her again. This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why you?
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
I thought I'd straightened you out, mister. I am disappointed, but we'll meet again.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge. You see the building? That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
Μάλιστα. Μάλιστα. Ύποπτον. Μεκάλε.
Well, here we are. Hawkins Mansion.
Hawkins Mansion.
The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you? The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And don't go troubling Silas anymore. His guilt torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
You're talking about Winchester?
That's right. The Hawkins' old caretaker. Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though, he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go, right?
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
You won't get me to believe that it looked any better 3 months ago.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
Huh. It's really that old?
Come on, let's leave the stories of the dead alone. They've nothing to do with your case anyhow. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
Your partner, Andrews, warned me against him.
You managed to get something out of that bum? I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
That's not far off the mark, I suppose. But kinda unfair at the same time. You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family, so he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way, he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
Πάμε.
Poor kid. Charles Hawkins' grave. Who could have done this?
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that it was Charles Hawkins' wish.
Strange idea. I imagine Webster wasn't too pleased.
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It's said that he's devastated.
Let's go to the mansion.
Please give me a minute. I didn't expect to set foot back here.
The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh. Charles Hawkins' grave. Who could have done? I'll have to find another entrance. This entrance is still in use.
Whoa! Whoa! You were trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them. Dump them into the ocean.
Whoa! You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe. Let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on Darkwater.
Sarah Hawkins' father sent me here to investigate the death of his daughter.
Webster, huh? I understand how he feels. But me? I want the dead to rest in peace. And that means kicking the ass of gumshoes like you.
Why would you not want me to help understand what happened here?
I've got nothing to hide. Tell me what you're doing here. And no baloney.
The police report describes a domestic accident. But Stephen Webster has several reasons to believe that this may not be the case.
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest in peace.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter. I just need to see where the fire started.
The mansion isn't safe. You would break your neck as sure as you're trying my patience right now.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked. And I make sure it stays that way.
The sooner I carry out my investigation, the sooner I wrap up the case and return to Boston. After which, you'll never hear of me again.
Huh. I like the sound of that, but I have a better idea. You leave right now, and you never come back. Officer Bradley, this hood was trying to break into the mansion.
Do something, Bradley, or this story will have a nasty ending.
I vouch for him, Silas. He's working with us. We have reason to believe that someone entered the mansion and stole some paintings.
Impossible. I would have seen it.
Better safe than sorry. Now let us in. I promise to keep an eye on this one.
Okay, then. I'll leave the key with you. You could have told me that earlier, Sonny.
Let's see what more I can learn from this mansion.
Pierce,
let's take a look inside.
I'm with you. Follow me. I know the place. Who left this light on?
The Last Supper of the Hawkins. What does this tell me? What kind of meat is this? This place is for the head of the family, Charles Hawkins. The boy was probably here, smashed his plate on the floor. Sarah Hawkins' plate. Why did she leave it untouched? Something happened at this table. An argument?
Hey, Pierce. Daydreaming again?
Working, officer. This dinner table tells us a lot about the Hawkins family life.
Well, we don't have all day. The scene of the fire is next door.
Sarah Hawkins and little Simon. The perfect picture of the middle-class family.
Silas managed to bring the fire under control, but it was already too late for the Hawkins.
Let's see if I can find something the cops missed. Did it stop at the time of the fire? They had a fight. Why? If the painting I found on the docks really came from here, how come it didn't burn? Was Charles Hawkins a heavy drinker? The child's corpse left a trace. Where are the others? Did someone escape the fire? Blood. This lamp was thrown. This was no accident. This was a fight. Someone fell here. A desperate attempt to flee. And the boy.
So, Detective, what do you make of it?
I firmly believe this fire was more than just an accident.
What's your theory?
I think the Hawkins couple got into a fight.
You sure of that?
There's only one way to be sure.
I just ask that you don't disturb anything. If Chief West found out about what we're doing, I'd be in serious trouble.
This door is locked. These bandages are covered in dried blood. But whose? The lyrics of The Drunken Sailor, a sea shanty. An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Do you know that the Hawkins
Dated
were among the
1818.
wealthiest families on the island?
What do you know about Charles Hawkins' activities?
Well,
Moby Dick, Melville's classic. The epic battle between man. This piano is in disrepair. Looks like the Hawkins kept it more for decoration than for music. This place was falling apart long before the fire. A book on the first inhabitants of the island. It seems they got here around the 14th century. Greek mythology. Hecate, goddess of the dead, daughter of Tartarus, and mother of Scylla. Darkwater history. This place was settled back in 1692 by two families. A book on hunting whales, the island's staple diet last century. There's something disturbing about this painting. There's something disturbing about this painting. 20,000 leagues under the sea. Another story about the mysteries of the deep. A crowbar could prove useful. There's something disturbing about this painting. What could Sarah have done to make this person threaten to call the police? Locked. The boys' room. A child's fort. From what threat was Simon protecting his world? Tom Sawyer. Mark Twain. Sarah must have read it to him before bed. Sleeping pills. Strong for an 11-year-old boy. What was wrong with this family? What nightmarish vision could have inspired them? Simon's troubles went beyond family problems. That kid saw something. Something terrified him.
Οι μαύρες μαγείες είναι τώρα αυτές, μαλάκι.
The door is blocked on the other side. Despite what happened, they seem to
Όχι
have
ρε, δεν
loved each
ακούγεται.
other.
Εδώ ακούω μαύρες μαγείες έχει εδώ μέσα. Ρε. Black Magic Woman. Ο Ζαντανά. Τι πράγμα το Ζαντανά είναι αυτό?
This ledger lists all of the paintings Sarah Hawkins sold. It seems the last one was given for free to a Francis Sanders. I wonder why. Was Sarah Hawkins interested in the occult? Looks like a revocation ritual. Was she trying to invoke something or banish it?
Περίεργα πράγματα συμβαίνουν εδώ.
The door is blocked on the other side. Bradley? Is that you?
Τι είναι ρε μάλλον.
What will her room reveal about her? This padlock is too complicated for me. A barbiturate prescription from a certain Dr. Fuller. That's a massive dose. Was Sarah violent? Barbiturates. Sarah Hawkins must have been extremely agitated resorting to such a treatment. Is anyone there?
Oh. Αυτός είναι στον πίνακα. Come on.
You! Stop!
Έλα εδώ ρε.
Bradley, did you see which way he went?
Who? I didn't see anyone. I just heard some noise. Are you all right?
A man was hiding on the upper level. He ran when he saw me. He can't be far.
I'll cover you.
This door was closed earlier. Where did he go? As if the bookcase has been moved several times.
Do you really think that your fugitive came in here? I don't see any way out.
The Scylla. It's the boat that was stranded. This panel is movable. Cogwheels. They must be linked to an opening mechanism. Probably a secret passage. I must find a way to activate the opening mechanism. With this, I should be able to force the gears. Clearly, Charles Hawkins knew Captain Fitzroy very well. I wonder who the man with the glasses is in the photograph. Probably another friend of Hawkins. Why are these letters here, and not with Sarah Hawkins' belongings? It looks like an old Seaway map. They look like Celtic runes. Charles must have brought them back from one of his foreign trips.
Παραμένουμε... Πολύπλοκο είναι το θέμα εδώ, ρε παιδάκι μου. Παιδάκι μου, είναι πολύπλοκο το πράγμα. Εντάξει.
Secret passage, under the manor. It's like a detective novel. That guy must have already got...
Yeah, and he had a direct means of entry to the crime scene. 3 seats.
Look. Someone...
Did Charles Hawkins use this place? Who were the others? Did Charles Hawkins hide something in this chest? What is this mask supposed to represent? This piece of cloth is unmistakably from a dress. Was Sarah Hawkins here? This symbol, what does it mean? Disfigured saint. What does it mean? A disfigured saint. What does it mean? Of course.
There's tunnels all over this island. Given the size of this cave, there's gotta be other entrances.
The passage continues further down. Might as well start with that.
I ain't gonna squeeze in there. I'll find another way. If possible, I prefer not to ruin my uniform.
Fine, fine. Go look for another entrance. I'll try my luck down below. Some kind of dream catcher. If I touch it, it'll turn to dust. These paintings must be several centuries old. These people lying down, are they dead? Are they asleep? These buildings seem to have come out of the water. Time has weakened these structures. I don't have time to search them all. It looks like animal oil, but certainly not whale. What's going on here?
Piers!
Keep your voice down. We're not alone.
Good God. What have you got me into?
We'll see. I'll go on. Try to go down on your side.
Yeah, there's a passage. I'll meet you at the bottom.
mass grave. I got it. I can't breathe. What's happening? No, damn it! I must find a way out of here.
Is it my turn?
Yes. It is time. You will soon be one of us. If your body and mind are ready.
I dream of it every night. I have constant visions. I am ready.
Good enough. Prove it to us.
It's like in my dream. It seems to have been used recently. Probably some sort of ritual. I can't read Latin.
You who sleep, accept this dreamer under your immortal wing.
Ya Cthulhu Nithsiha Fitag.
Grant him your flesh and accept his, so that his body and yours may be one.
Yibithink Hupadk Cthulhu Bithinkor.
Grant him your mind and accept his, so that his mind and yours may be one.
Yeloig Hupadk Cthulhu Loigna.
Grant him your dreams.
I feel him.
You are gifted indeed. Not another word. Let him pass through every part of you. Oh, sleep. Bring me more sacred flesh into the kingdom of the dead.
Kusura. Τι το βαρμάρι γάμισε το.
Again, this primitive writing. It looks like a kind of deep coma. What could this ritual have done to them?
We are ready for the ceremony. What about your protege?
His awakening is...
Πάλι καλά, αύριο Παρασκευή.
He will join you shortly.
Τι να παίξω, ρε φίλε.
Bradley, what are you doing here? I saw two odd-looking guys coming down. Seemed up to no good. What in the world is this?
An intruder!
Oh, shit! Don't move! Police! Don't move! I won't hesitate.
Bradley, get
to
back!
shoot.
Get back!
You asked for it. Charles, you shouldn't have seen this. Ah!
They're caving in. I need to get out of here.
Τι γίνεται εδώ ρε μαλάκα. Ωρε φίλε. What the fuck. Ω. Πώς έγινε τέρας ρε.
Ah! My leg!
Θυμήθηκε το θέμα.
Light! At last.
Εγκλωβίστηκα.
Ναι, για κάτι τέτοια τέλος πάντων και παλιότερα, ας πούμε, πριν Χρήστος και τέτοια.
Ναι, άκου να
Χαμένα
σου πω
λεφτά.
τώρα.
Τα φάγανε οι δικηγόροι.
Ναι, άκου να σου πω τώρα τι γίνεται.
Απλά τα φάγανε.
Βασικά πάμε λίγο κάτω για να μην ακούσει επειδή στριμάρει ο Χρήστος.
Ναι, τράβαμε μία.
Ναι,
Δεν
Χρήστο,
πειράζει.
ερχόμαστε ρε.
He's having a seizure.
He will survive. Strong subject. There, he's opening his eyes.
You saved him, Fuller.
I can't get up.
Don't move, Pierce. You can certainly say that you gave us a scare.
What did you do to me? Undo these straps!
Whoa, go easy, my friend.
Your dad, he killed you.
Are you sure he's better?
He was dead. Me too, we were dead. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, my friend.
What? No!
Τι γίνεται εδώ?
What happened to me? Where am I?
Mr. Sanders, you have to come with us.
No, please. I can't leave here.
You got no choice, Sanders, and neither do we.
You don't understand. If I go out, he'll see me. No, no!
You're leaving this cell.
Please. I don't want him to find me.
Tracked and hunted me, pursued me right into their dreams. They swooned all over their maps in the wake of my lonely wanderings. No sea is dark enough to hide the color of my blood. No wind strong enough to scatter my dreams. When the last of them rises up, you will choose. I will not be here to bear witness to it, because you will have released me. But the earth will resound to your cries, or theirs. Awaken and free me.
You there. Wake up. Come on, stand up. We don't have much time. Can you stand up?
Who are you?
A friend of Ethan Bradley. It was he who told me that you had been interned here.
Wait. Bradley is really alive? I don't understand. You filled me so full of drugs I can't distinguish dream from reality.
Please believe that I have nothing to do with these disgraceful treatments. Look, I don't have time to explain everything. I'm not really supposed to be here. And the same goes for you, according to Ethan. You must leave as soon as possible, and as unobtrusively as possible. I've brought you your clothes. Let me go ahead. We'll meet upstairs.
Wait a minute. I saw the nurses at work on a patient. It wouldn't be good for me to get caught.
You must avoid them at all costs. If someone found out that I released you from your room, I'd never find work in a hospital again.
So nice of you to worry about me like that.
Do not be unpleasant, Mr. Pierce. We must not stay here. There are 2 men standing guard near the stairs. It's the only way to the floor above. I shall try to distract them, and get at least one to come with me. All you need to do is to follow me as soon as the way is free.
Understood. What does this mean? What did they inject him with? Am I in an asylum? What did he write about the painting? Sarah. In his eyes, this symbol must have some protective virtues. Sarah Hawkins is on this list of authorized visitors. If I don't get out of here, I'll end up like him. Poor wretch.
Dr. Colden, I would like to say that I'm surprised to see you, but we all know that your curiosity will be your ruin.
I don't understand. These people need care. You keep them in this terrible place as if...
Go back upstairs where your patients are waiting for you to treat them. As for you, gentlemen, do not disappoint me anymore. No one enters or leaves.
Yes, Doctor.
Damn it. I'll have to find a way of getting rid of those 2 myself.
The machine is working again, but the control wheels haven't been put back on.
I was just going to the storage room. I can bring them to you.
No, Dr. Fuller doesn't want us touching the pressure valves.
As you want. I'm gonna see if there's sleeping pills left. They've run out again upstairs.
Put a few aside for me, will you? And above all, leave the wheels where they are.
Good God. What could this machine be used for? worse and worse. What's the connection between this meat and the electrical installation? Vats of rotten flesh? An elaborate electrical system? Like a dumb pulp novel. The corpse is complete. Whose are these limbs? Is there a connection between this corpse and the machine? It's an ammeter. I didn't expect to see one on this little rock. Have I activated anything? This machine seems to consume a great deal of electricity. What will happen if I increase the current to the limit? I can still increase the load. I can still increase the load. Zoology, esotericism, mineralogy, and Sarah Hawkins. She was a patient here. Dementia? Self-inflicted wounds? It's done. Now for the others. I can still increase the load.
Δεν μπορώ να σε φέρω εκεί, περίμενε λίγο να σε πάω πάνω.
Πού ρε, καλά είμαι εδώ.
Εγώ σε πήγα μια σε ένα κανάλι, μια σε ένα άλλο, πάμε λίγο ρε στο ψυχή.
I do not stop, he does not catch me. If he does not catch me, I do not sleep. If I do not stop, I do not see.
What is welling up inside me? I feel it in my head.
Δύσκολα.
Ψηλός, Σντάλο.
Σντάλο ήμασταν, αλλά ήρθαμε νωρίς πίσω 3 η ώρα, ήμασταν στο στρατό. Δεν κάτσαμε δηλαδή μέρα νύχτα πάνω.
Τι είχε?
Τίποτα, βολές 50 και
Ναι, στο
NG3
ψηλό στάλο
μήνυμη
πηγαίνουν και δικοί μας.
και 4 φάγκοτε έριξαν το 503.
You, yeah, you there, come here. I don't know what
do you want?
Sleep. That's
Oh,
all.
both teeth.
Sleep?
No.
You want...
Yeah.
You'll draw...
So, you in? Find something to make me sleep, and I'll take it.
Αυτός, 1-0.
If I find something, who knows what I'll do.
Don't play.
Ναι.
Έλα ρε φίλε. Εγώ μέσα από το παράθυρο, ωραίος.
Άιτε, καλή φίλε.
Πάει ρε. Ναι, εδώ.
Locked.
Oh, fuck.
A control wheel to mount on a plumbing system.
He'll find me. He can see me.
Έλα γάμισου ρε. Πω, μαλάκα, τι έχω κάνει, μπράβο, μπράβο.
It's locked.
Σώπα.
Pain is just information, dear Francis.
Πολύ ζωρικό, μαλάκα.
What?
If you don't kill me, he will.
My poor friend, I fear your mind.
This padlock is too complicated for me.
Και πάλι θέλω κι άλλο customize, μαλακία, πρέπει να μπω λίγο. Οχ.
Φάνη.
Έλα, θέλω.
Στο Steam πώς είσαι να σε κάνω ad?
Στο Steam. Φάνη, τσάλεξε 86 ρε μαλάκα.
Φάνη μου το...
Φάνη μου το...
Φάνη...
Όπα. Ωραία, Φάνη.
Του το κάνουμε και διασκευή. Είδες μαλάκα.
Ποιος χάφτει ρε πατατάκια, κράτσα κρούτσα, κράτσα κρούτσα. Πάλι τρώσε μαλάκα.
Χειμώνας είναι.
Τι κάνεις κάβα για το καλοκαίρι?
Εννοείται. Σε έκανα...
Ναι, ήρθε άφταρτο. Από το χ.
Πώς κατά το έχω το αλφα ρε φίλε, το Ισραηλίτικο να πούμε. Εδώ.
Μας έχεις πίστη. Είδες τον άλλο δήλωση καινούργιες.
Τι?
Καινούργιες δηλώσεις στο άνεργο.
Για το σεισμό. Τώρα το βάζω να το δω, τώρα το είδα.
Έλα γαμ.
Δεν γυρνάει η γλώσσα μαλάκα με τίποτα,
Μετά εκεί που...
The green gas leaves from here and it runs through the whole building. This padlock is too complicated for me. This valve controls the pressure. Now for the next step.
Ω μαλάκες, σταφίδα ο άλλος. Άλλο έχει γίνει το πιώμα.
Ρίχνει και το κεφάλι κάτω και το λέει άλλος για πέτ. Μαλάκα.
A duct. It's impossible to break this chain with my bare hands.
Α, ναι, αιώνια,
Ναι, μάρα, και μετά στο καπάκι παίρνω άδεια. Καλαματιανός, δεν ξέρω τι έβαθε. Αρχίζει με συμπαθεί τελευταία. Γαμείς την οικογένεια.
Exactly what I need.
Ωραία, έχει κάτι πισκότα εδώ με έφερε η μάνα μου. Τα έκανε η γιαγιά, κουλουράκια. Για να μην θες να φας τρως γάμο την πουτάνα μου.
Ναι, ναι.
Και τα έβαλε και σε χριστουγεννιάτικο κουτί. Αν και τα ήθελα λίγο γρατσανιστά, λίγο πιο ξεροψημένα. Πρέπει να έχει μέσα και φακί. Ζωμό φακίες. Τους όλη την καλλιέργεια.
Ω Χριστάρα, κάνουμε ένα μάτς μαλάκα.
Ωραία φίλε, βρήκα μια λεμονάδα ξεχασμένη πίσω.
Ό,τι να είναι ο καθένας.
WW3.
Αλλά κάνει ξεροψυγεία και έχω μπύρες, αλλά εγώ μπύρα δεν μπορώ να πιω έτσι, θα καραγαθώ μετά. Τώρα με τα μπισκοτάκια και με αυτά. Και βρήκα, νόμιζα είχαν τελειώσει λεμονάδες και τη βρήκα τώρα πίσω. Ακού.
Άιντε ρε σαϊκό μου, μπράβο ρε.
Άιντε ρε σαϊκό.
Ο άλλος πήρα, ο άλλος, μπράβο.
Άρα κάπου από δεξιά είναι.
It's no use.
Μα μου σκάσε όμως μία, φίλε.
Καλό.
Άστο.
Τι παίζεις?
WW3.
It's impossible to break this chain with my bare hands.
Κάτσε φωτογραφία να δεις.
3W.
It's no use. The padlock won't give.
W.com.
WW. Ωρε μάν μου. Το στείλω στο Messenger να το δείτε.
Εδώ ήθελε το τώρα. Όχι αυτό το sniper που έχω τώρα, γάμο το, δεν πειράζει.
The door is blocked on the other side.
Όχι ρε, το boost καβάτσα από πίσω.
Theoretically, I've only got one lever to push.
Έλα τώρα, μην πέφτεις. Τρίτος από τους 18 είμαι. Άστο. Έλα, πάμε δυνατά. Καβατζωμένοι είστε μουνιά, μουνιά.
Νουνιά. W.
Όχι. Εδώ.
Αυτό ο Σωμάκης θα έρθει επίτηδες ρε μαλάκα. Που βγάζει υπηρεσίες έτσι. Μια φορά να κάνω με ένα μαζί που θέλω, δεν έχει τύχει. Τώρα είναι Χριστό μου.
Έχω κάνει ένα μουλί.
Πώς λέγεται ρε μαλάκα, πες μου να το βάλω λίγο.
Δεν ξέρω ρε μαλάκα.
Τι έλεγε ο Παντελής σήμερα?
Δεν τον έβλεπα ρε πούς.
Ο άλλος λέει κοβόταν η ταινία και έβρεζε την ταινία.
So, have you got him?
Not yet.
Hurry up if you don't want them to find you.
Who's there?
Αγαμάδες μου.
Ναι. Έβαλες τον άνεργο να το δεις.
Τι?
Βάλε λίγο τον άνεργο.
Πού ρε?
Πού ανέβασα. Να το κάνω. Η πρώτη τελευταία δημοσίευση.
This lever must turn on the gas machine.
Πάτα.
Πάτησα.
Δεν μπορεί να ορθώσει λέξη.
There's nothing happening.
Κύριε Μαρία. Κοιμήθηκε. Κοιμήθηκε.
Ναι.
Ξυπνάει. Στους 48'δες η γλώσσα δεν τα έλαβε.
Λέω θα γαμιούν το να πω. Ω τον τύπο.
Αλλού.
Καμενίξ. Αλλού δεν θα πεις τίποτα. καταλάβαινα τίποτα λέει.
Γέλιο.
Αντρέας αυτός.
Μαλάκα. Δυνατός.
Κορμοράνος.
Τι κορμοράνος. Όντως, κάτσε. Κοιμήθηκε όρθιος.
Εκεί που μιλούσε, μπράβο. Κατεβάζει γενικό restart.
Που σε βρήκε θέλω να μου πεις. Εξευράκοντο, να πούμε στην πάρα.
Κοιμήθηκε εδώ.
Εκεί. Ωραία.
Και μετά όταν τελείωσε ο σεισμός τι έκανες. Φοβήθηκες. Και κρύο. Το σεισμό να φοβηθώ ενώ τις κόμενες να πούμε δεν κατάλαβα τίποτα εγώ.
Who's there?
Εκεί καλά δεν να τίποτα να πούμε λέω δεν γραμμιόνται να
Δεν γραμμιόνται.
κατοικία μας λάθος. Στα αρχίδια μου ενώ εγώ τον έκανα το σεισμό.
Γέλιο όμως ρε μαλάκα.
Ναι.
Μαλάκα είναι άπεχτος. Άπεχτος. Αυτά τα σκέφτεται εκείνη τη στιγμή φίλε. Πώς τα βγάζει δεν μπορώ να καταλάβω.
Έτσι είναι ωραίο. Τι αυτό.
Ναι ρε μαλάκα.
Το στυλ του είναι έτσι ρε.
Ναι.
Η ρε Μαρία.
Γι' αυτό είναι normal. Άρα εκεί που μιλάει, μπράβ.
Ναι ρε μαλάκα.
With these chains on your wrist, you can't escape.
Να πάω στην μπάρα και ρίχνω το κεφάλι κάτω.
Ναι, ναι.
Κοιμάται.
Ναι, ναι.
Το κεφάλι κάτω.
The door is blocked on the other side.
Μαλάκα.
Εκεί που μιλάει, restart.
Όχι, όχι.
Reboot.
Ναι, ναι. Μπαίνεις εντός, κάνα 2-3 δευτερόλεπτα ξανά.
Safe mode και έτσι,
Ναι, ναι.
Να πάω δηλαδή να...
Το αλφα αυτό είναι, οκ.
Μαλάκα. Πόντος. Ω μαλάκα τα... Ή είναι
Where do
σουρωμένος.
they keep their sleeping
Βασικά
pills?
σουρωμένος και άϊπνος είναι.
Τι άϊπνος, μαλάκα.
Scopolamine, morphine, opium.
Και σούπι, ναι, εντάξει.
My new friend's sleeping pills.
Πω, αυτός τώρα μπορεί να νομίζει ότι είναι Χαβάη.
Τι Χαβάη, Χαϊβάη νομίζω ότι...
Αυτός μαλάκα νομίζω ότι τον έχουν live μετάδοση.
Το Μέγκα τον παίρνει συνέντευξη.
Ναι. Φοβήθηκες λέει, εκεί που λέει φοβήθηκες, σου βρώνει και
Ναι.
τα φρύδια. Τι θα φοβηθώ λέει. Γελάει. Του γέλια την όλα τα λεφτά.
Εκεί λέω δεν γαμιούνται. Στα χέρια του.
Εκεί δεν κατάλαβα, η γλώσσα.
Ναι, ναι. Ας τη γλώσσα.
Εγώ δεν καταλάβαινα. Δεν γαμιέται να μας πλακώσει πολυκατοικία.
Μάικ, εσύ το vape το πήρες?
Τι να πάρω?
Το vape ρε.
Ποιο vape?
Το vape ρε μαλάκα.
Α, όχι ρε, αύριο. Αύριο μάλλον έρχεται.
Ρε, ήθελα να σε ρωτήσω.
Α, τι παρήγγειλες?
Ναι.
Εσύ πήρες κάτι μπουκαλάκια ματζούς, έτσι?
Ναι.
Ωραία. Αυτά βγάζουν 80-85 ml, πόσο βγάζουν, κάπου κατά εκεί, έτσι?
Πού τα βρήκες ρε μαλάκα και τα πήρες μέσα στο net? Βρήκε μεγάλα μπουκάλια.
Ναι.
Δεν έχει, μπήκα μέσα, δεν υπάρχει διαθέσιμο τίποτα, μόνο κάτι τύπες.
Σε ποιο site?
Πρέπει να ήταν άμεσο. Ο γάτος GR.
Το e-smokers έχει τίποτα?
Τέλος πάντων, περίμενε λίγο, μπρο. Περίμενε. Αυτά, είπαμε, Μάικ, βγαίνουν 80-85 ml.
Ναι.
Εκεί, εσύ που δεν θες τώρα νοικοτήνη.
Τριάρι, γύρω στο τριάρι θέλω.
Τι τριάρι? Ας πούμε ότι δεν θες, ρε παιδί μου, καθόλου νοικοτήνη.
Ναι, καθόλου, ωραία.
Where do they keep their sleeping
Τι κάνεις
pills?
σε αυτή την περίπτωση? Πώς, δηλαδή πρέπει αυτό να αραιωθεί ακόμα
Scopolamine,
περισσότερο, να φτάσει στο
morphine.
100 ή...
Αυτό
My
το
new
ξέρω,
friend's
το ξέρω,
sleeping
Φιλαράκι, δεν
pills.
το ρώτησα σε αυτή την περίπτωση τι γίνεται.
Μάθε.
Δεν άκουσα.
Λέω μάθε αν μπορείς.
Τι μάθε ρε μαλάκα, προχθές πήγαμε και πήρες να πούμε ένα πράγμα χωρίς νοικοτήνη. Τι σου έβαλε μέσα, δεν θυμάσαι? Σου πρόσθεσε τη γλυκερίνη μόνο, στο γέμισε με το τέτοιο.
Ήταν 60 ml όμως ρε μπρο, και αυτός έβαλε, θυμάσαι πως το έβαλε. Είχε 1 λίτρο εκεί. 1 δίλιτρο, τι κατά ήταν.
Ναι, δεν το υπολόγισε όμως ρε μπρο.
Δεν το υπολόγισε.
Ναι.
Ναι, δεν το υπολόγισε γιατί
τι να υπολογίσεις αφού δεν θες νοικοτήνη?
Το μπουκαλάκι ήταν 60 ml, γι' αυτό δεν το υπολόγισε. Το γέμισε, το έβαλε μέχρι τα 60 και αυτό ήταν.
Τι έχεις πάθει ρε μαλάκα?
Κατάλαβες τι εννοώ.
Τι πλήρωσες παραπάνω και δεν σε έδωσα αυτό?
Η αναλογία του 60 με το 100 ας πούμε.
Τι θέλω να πω, άμα το δοκιμάσεις έτσι όπως είναι, 80-85, ξέρω εγώ πόσο βγαίνει.
Ναι.
Μήπως δεν κάνει, μήπως θα είναι πολύ πυκνό ας πούμε το άρωμα και θα έχεις πρόβλημα. Κατάλαβες, αυτό είναι ποια είναι τα προβλήματα. Για να καταλάβω πώς γίνεται και η διαδικασία, να ξέρουμε ρε φίλε.
Του γεμίσματος ας πούμε λες,
ναι,
πόσο περιλαμβάνει το καθένα.
Ναι.
Τι πρέπει να βάλεις από το καθένα μάλλον.
Γιατί αυτός τώρα ο δικός μας σου εξήγησα. Με βάση τον πίνακα δεν μπορεί να έβγαλε ρε φίλε 120 ml ή 115.
Ο Μουσάτος.
Ναι. Με βάση τον πίνακα στα έξω.
Ναι, έβαλε περισσότερο δικιά του. Του πέσε περισσότερο. Εγώ έτσι το καταλαβαίνω.
Ναι, του πέσε, δεν του πέσε. Απλά θέλω να σου πω το θέμα είναι τι έβαλε μέσα. Κατάλαβες. Δηλαδή με τι σκεπτικό το αρέωσε εκεί. Μήπως το αρέωσε γιατί εκεί είναι smokable, ας πούμε. Δηλαδή εκεί το ευχαριστιέσαι. Μήπως άμα είναι πιο πικρό ή
The piping hasn't burst.
Πιο ελαφρύ, πιο τέτοιο, ναι.
Πιο ελαφρύ, πιο ναι. Μήπως δεν κάνει και όλες τόσο να είναι 85 ας πούμε πυκνό δηλαδή. Το άλλο με ένα που λες τι έβαλε μέσα, έβαλε όσο γέμισε το μπουκάλι.
Το φούλαρε μέχρι πάνω, ναι.
Όχι, δεν το φούλαρε μέχρι πάνω, φαίνεται μέχρι τα 60 είναι. Δεν το βάλε στην τύχη δηλαδή. Αυτό θέλω να μάθω. Τι παίζει.
I've got to hide before the guards see me.
Θα ρωτήσω.
Και που είδα σε ένα φόρουμ που διάβασα, λέει ότι για να το φτάσεις ας πούμε στα 100 πρέπει να πάρεις, χωρίς νοικοτήνη, πρέπει να πάρεις μια μηδενική βάση.
Εντάξει, τον όρο μηδενική βάση τον έχω ακούσει κι εγώ, αλλά τι σκάτα είναι η μηδενική βάση? Πλην από την νοικοτήνη, πλην από την γλυκερίνη. Επιπρόσθετη είναι η γλυκερίνη, κάτι άλλο, αλλά πώς...
Και βίντεο που να τα εξηγεί δεν βρήκα πουθενά. Είδα μόνο πώς να φτιάξεις, όχι δεν εξηγεί το γιατί και το πώς και τα αυτά. Δεν τα γράφει πουθενά αυτά, δεν ξέρω γιατί. Αλλά αυτοί που έχουν ας πούμε, που ασχολούνται με τον Dripper, κάτι παραπάνω θα ξέρουν.
Ναι, αυτός έχει Dripper.
Ναι, αυτοί που έχουν Dripper και φτιάχνουν και δικά τους όλα δηλαδή, κατάλαβες.
Ναι.
Κάτι παραπάνω θα ξέρουν. Όχι απαραίτητα, αλλά λέμε μήπως. Γι' αυτό λέω, άμα μπορείς,
Doctor, is that you?
Don't you worry about the doctor. Right now, he'll have plenty to keep him busy with his precious machine.
Και τώρα τι μοντέρ παρήγγειλες εσύ ρε?
I'll undo you.
Της Βαπορέσο είναι το...
Get away where? I can't go anywhere. It'll find me, like it found me here. You're mistaken about the beast. Don't stay with me, or you'll end up the same way.
Σάικο... Στο στείλα. Και τελικά ήθελα να το ρωτήσω
You're Sanders, aren't you?
Ο ατομοποιητής ήταν πεντάμελος.
What did they
και
do?
ξεχάσει και το είχα παραγγείλει.
What does Fuller want with you?
Σε άλλο site έλεγες, αυτό δεν έλεγε. Αλλά σε όσα είχαν πάνω από τον ατομοποιητή, γιατί κάποια δεν τον είχαν, θα τον πάρεις εξτρά. Σε όσα site είχαν τον ατομοποιητή ήταν 5.
He wants to restore my sight. He wants to give me back my eyes. And yet I told him that I didn't want him. I do not want to see it anymore. The real culprit is Sarah. Her and her accursed paintings.
You're kidding me. You're talking about Sarah Hawkins.
The one and only. The legendary. There is no artist more enlightened or cursed than Sarah Hawkins.
I saw the traces of a revocation ritual in Sarah Hawkins' office. Is it connected to this curse?
She tried to correct her mistake, yes. She tried everything. She told me. But she failed. And that's what counts.
What's going on this island?
I'm so sorry. We should never have met.
What are you talking about?
Destiny! It has trapped you. Don't let it see you, or you won't be able to escape it. Don't look at it. That's how it finds you.
What finds me?
Sarah Hawkins' visitor. The Shambler.
Sanders, pull yourself together.
Without her, it's no longer possible to save me.
What the hell? I gotta... Okay. This is insane. What killed him?
Hey!
Run, man. Dolly Stevie, thank you for follow, man.
This is insane. What killed him?
Τι έγινε ρε?
Damn! The gas! Oh, my head.
Later. We need to move on.
Χαμός.
Who goes there? That nightmare again.
Τι γίνεται, ρε
I need
μάνα.
a drink.
Do what you want.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
I saw people in hoods. They had stolen Mrs. Hawkins' paintings.
Who are you talking about? Why would they do such a thing?
I don't know, but they were a threat. They've taken over the caves under the mansion. They were performing some kind of ritual. One of the entryways was under Charles Hawkins' office.
We suspect Mr. Hawkins of being involved.
My patients believe the old islanders used to worship primitive sea gods. Could they be the focus of the cult?
Am I hearing this right?
So you think me gullible?
No, not at all.
What else did you uncover, Mr. Pierce?
Έχει μπερδέψει όλα ο τύπος.
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller and a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs, the pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the Institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine. Horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course. He's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Let us go now and learn the truth.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Πάμε στο νοσοκομείο.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here.
You know each other?
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday. I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
He started raving, screaming that a dimensional shambler had found him.
Oh, mercy, that story again. Why have him interned?
That was when he began to convulse and twist with pain. Or terror, it's hard to tell.
I beg your pardon?
I'm not really sure of what I saw, or what I didn't see. But it's best that you weren't there.
I should have been there. What you're telling me is outrageous. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes. Did you not do anything to help him?
With all due respect, Mrs. Sanders, it was you who sent him to this asylum, not me.
How dare you? What was I supposed to do, Detective? Upon seeing such a brilliant mind disintegrate in this way, waking with a start every night with him shrieking in horror, petrified before this accursed painting, unable to look away, until he managed to gouge his eyes out with his own hands. I should have listened to Dr. Fuller, let him intern him months ago. If I am to be condemned, it is because I did not act sooner.
I'm not here to condemn you, Mrs. Sanders.
Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can't imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long. The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives. A house of artists. Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting? He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? A house of artists. She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel? Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins? The Shambler. I need to see it. Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Να το πίνακα.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. Anymore. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
Francis, I should never let them take you away. What have I done? Everything is my fault.
It's μαλακίες.
The A strange Amerindian pendant. An old diary. Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting. I could use one of those.
Είναι αυτά, ρε μαλάκα.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I have a well-off client in Boston who heard about the death of Francis Sanders and wanted me to size up his estate before making an offer to his widow.
Nice story. Bad lie. Learn how to dupe, Detective. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times. The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery. Why was he so interested in old weapons? What the hell was that? What the hell was that?
Δεν καταλαβαίνω.
What the hell was that? There has to be a link.
Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking to acquire?
I can't even touch it.
Guys. Τελειώσουμε για σήμερα το part 1. Ας συνεχίσουμε αύριο part 2. Ωραίο το παιχνίδι. Με κούρασε 3 ώρες όμως. Φτάνει για horror game. Ελπίζω να περάσετε καλά. Καλό βράδυ. Τσάγια.